Hey up! Right, snow foaming your motorcycle. Snow foam's become quite popular over the last 5 or 6 years. I know I was set against it prior to about 6 or 7 years ago, for the simple reason that the early snow foams were derived from traffic film removers, which were designed for fleet use on lorries, vans and even company cars. Now, very effective at cleaning, but quite caustic. It was high pH, but it contained caustic chemicals in it, which would ensure a very quick and rapid clean. The only problem with that is long term it does damage paint finishes, and actually it will strip off waxes and ceramic coatings in no time at all. So what I've done is I've teamed up with BiltHamber with their auto foam. Now, their auto foam is, I think it has a pH of 13, but let's just put this into perspective. As time has gone on, you know, as people realise that these caustic snow foams damaged automotive paintwork, it started to be recommended to go for a pH neutral snow foam. The reason being that if it's pH neutral, it doesn't have any caustic chemicals in it. BiltHamber guarantee that there are no caustic chemicals in this snow foam, even though it has a high pH. So it will not damage paint finishes and it won't take off waxes and ceramic coatings. We'll see. Right, so I've covered the sort of snow foaming on bikes in the past with various different chemicals, but I've always used a snow cannon using a pressure washer. Not everybody has a pressure washer, and some people don't like to use, understandably, pressure washers on motorcycles. So I've come up with this. I've done quite a bit of research. Now, pump action foamers are quite widely available nowadays. It was actually Paula that got me into this because she got one for use with weed killer, which I thought was quite good. But you know, when I started to look into the reviews, there was quite a lot of criticism of you know, the quality of these snow foamers. So what I've done is I've gone for a well-respected brand made in Europe. I think it's made in Spain. The IK Pro 2, which is pump action. It's about £25 on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the video description. I just wanted to go for something that I knew I wouldn't get complaints back from people if there was an issue with it. Now, this bike, the Gold Star, was used last September. Quite a warm day. A lot of insect hits on the front, which I just left to dry on, unfortunately. Actually, no, it's good because it means I can make this video. There aren't many insects around at this time of the year. They've also sort of been rotting on there for, what, 5-6 months. The well stuck on. I actually had a go a week before last with a quick detailer to remove them off the fork shrouds, etc. They wouldn't touch it. So the beauty of an alkaline snow foam is that it is very good at removing organic matter, which is most of the stuff that's going to stick to the bike out on the country roads, including stuff like bird lime and insect hits. So we'll see how effective it is, and hopefully it's not going to cause any damage to the bike. So yeah, this snow foam, it requires pumping up. What I did is I initially put 40 millilitres of the auto foam into the container and then topped it up with a litre, up to the litre mark, with water. The water here is very, very hard, so I just kept adding 10 millilitres at a time until I got what I thought was a usable foam from it. In the end, I used 90 millilitres, so it's 90 millilitres to 910 millilitres of water, so just under 10%. You might find if your water's softer, you'll get away with using less, but at that, I think it's going to be quite economical. I am going to be doing more long-term tests of this auto foam from BiltHamber, so if you're interested, look out for that. So let's see how this works. Right, so once you pumped it up, I mean, it's not the thickest foam in the world with this, but it's respectable. point is, it's not just sliding straight off, and you should always put snow foam on a dry vehicle, by the way. Yeah, it's not just sliding straight off. We're getting some sort of hanging or dwell time on it, which is exactly what we're looking for. And you're looking to leave this on for about 5 or 10 minutes before you rinse it off. Now, you do have to keep pumping this gun up, which some might find a bit tedious, but you know, it's better than nothing if you don't have a pressure washer or you don't want to use a pressure washer. As I say, I'm just going to be using a standard hose pipe to clean this off. No, I mean, the other alternative with this is, or the good thing about this is that you know, I like using bike cleaners, dedicated bike cleaners, but they can be difficult to get a hold of. You know, not every bike dealer or whatever stocks them. They can be quite expensive, and the beauty of this snow foam, as I say, if you buy a 5 litre bottle of it, you've literally got years of the required chemicals. But looking at this, a litre's going to be about enough to do your average bike. And I can already see the dirt just sliding off the wheels and tyres, which is good. Now, I can see it is starting to dry out a little bit in places, so I'm going to get straight on with a rinse. Well, I can definitely say it's not taken the wax off the... Wow, that's impressive. Let me just get a little bit more hose. Hang on a minute. It seems to have taken all these bug strikes straight off. I can't see any. So this has only been on about 3 or 4 minutes. There's very little pressure from this hose. It's just a half fan spray. So we've not touched this or agitated it, or I'll tell you what I did forget, I forgot to put any on the mirrors. We'll do a little interim demonstration on those. So yeah, in just 3 or 4 minutes. That's taken those bug strikes straight out. Right? That's quite impressive, because I had a go at this with a quick detail a week before last, and it wouldn't touch it. And this is a very low pressure spray. It's also taken a lot of the I mean, one thing you've got to have to be careful with is your chain, because I can see a lot of the chain spray from the lubricant on the back rim, which was quite bad. It's just gone. Like I say, this is a really low pressure spray. Now with all snow foams, you must make sure that you thoroughly rinse it off. Don't leave any of it on to dry. If it does dry while you're using it, especially if it's like a hot day, something like that, just re-wet it with a little bit more foam. And yeah, that's I am actually quite amazed at what that's done. Now, I don't know whether the camera's picking that up because lighting conditions are not great today, but there's quite a few bug strikes on these stainless steel halcyon mirrors, so we'll just see how it copes with them. But I mean, looking at the fork shrouds, it's just the insect hits have just slid straight off. That's quite amazing. We all know how difficult insect strikes can be to remove. And as I say, I mean, this bike, I think it was given a quick detailer ceramic spray. Actually, it might have been year before last, so I mean, that should be almost dead, but we still have quite respectable beading on all the paintwork, so it's definitely not removed that year-old plus spray off, but it has removed the problem that we had, which is dried on rotting insects. In fact, they've actually gone mouldy in places. So how long's that? A couple of minutes. I think I've just found my new favourite snow foam. Yeah, I mean, the actual foaming isn't sort of really impressive show foam, you know, shaving thickness, but really that's not what you need from it. In fact, to my mind, that can be too dry, because you do need it to wet out the dirt. So yeah, I mean, that has made really short work of the insect strikes. So what I'll do is I'll just get the dryer on this, and I don't think there's any need to do a contact wash. Now, hopefully, as you can see, everything's still beading up quite respectably, and that's a ceramic detailer, I think it was, that I used. It must be 18 months ago now. I think it was year before last, because I know I just gave it a quick wash last year. What I am going to try, and this is the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solution Ceramic Wet Wax, which is an aid to drying, and this is not a review of it, it's just I want to try it out. I'll do a proper review of this later on. Let's just see how it works. Now, the idea of this stuff is it just aids in the drying process. Which it does quite well, actually. I think the Turtle Wax say to use 2 sprays per body panel, bearing in mind it's intended for use on cars. Yeah, you need to cut that down substantially on a motorcycle for obvious reasons. And this is a ceramic wax, which, you know, easy on, easy off. It leaves a ceramic coating on the panels and makes the bike easier to dry, is the theory behind it. That's quite impressive, actually. I mean, obviously, you know, I used to do a lot of work with Auto Brake Direct, who sadly have gone now. I can't help feeling this is a bit of a blessing in disguise, because it sort of spared me on. You tend to stick with what you know, and they made some really good cleaning chemicals, but you tend to just stick with what you know, and it's given me the opportunity now to go out and try some of the other products that have become available in the last few years that I've not bothered with. You know, my philosophy has always been to, you know, don't fix what ain't bust. But it is bust now, so Turtle Wax is a good name. I think they've rested on the laurels quite a lot over the last few years, but they seem to have rejuvenated their brand a little bit in the last 4 or 5 years while I've not been looking. Right, I am really impressed with the way that snow foam has worked. It's like I say, you can use this instead of a bike cleaner, because to be quite honest, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass getting hold of bike cleaners nowadays, at least one that you trust. I know I ran out not long ago, and I ended up, even on Amazon, ended up paying through the nose for it because you know, I had no alternative really. Yeah, I think like on your tank, just one spray. And it's instantly replaced the beading properties. That's impressive. Yeah, I can't fault that. That's a good result. That is a good result. Right, so I'm going to get the rest of the bike finished off, because you don't want to watch me doing every square inch of it. And I'll come back to you. Let's see what we have to say. Right, I think that has got to be the quickest bike wash and dry I have ever carried out. Now, this BiltHamber snow foam is meant to be a pre-wash. You know, you're meant to go over this with a shampoo afterwards, but I think as long as you've rinsed the bike off thoroughly and you haven't left any of this product on, I don't see a problem where, you know, if you've finished and the bike's clean, I don't see why you have to go over it with a contact method, you know, to retreat it. I'm astounded with both of these. Well, all three, if you include the snow foam gun. That's worked really well. Okay, you know, it's not the same as a full-blown snow cannon, but £25 versus, I don't know, 150, 200 quid for a jet washer, and another 50 to 80 pounds for a snow cannon. I think it's a bit of a bargain. Really impressed with the BiltHamber snow foam. I mean, I know I had this when I was using BiltHamber products sort of 7 years ago, but I was still very much against using snow foams then. So I never actually tried it out. This has been a bit of a game changer for me. To me, this will substitute for a proper, you know, bike wash solution like Muck Off or Silkaline, any of those products. If you have trouble getting hold of them, or you simply don't want to bother with them. It's certainly, you know, the protection on this bike was almost finished. There was still some there. But it's had well over a year, and it was only a rapid detailer ceramic spray from Autobrite that I used, and you could see that there was still some protection on there, but it was pretty much spent. This Hybrid Solutions ceramic wet wax, I'll leave a link for you to try it out. It's not expensive. I think the normal price is about £15. I got it on an offer with Turtle Wax on Amazon for £12. And I think if you buy multiple packs, you know, if you've got cars to do as well on multiple bikes, you can get that price down even further. I'm not going to consider this to be a full test of this stuff, but it does make drying your paintwork a lot easier, and it puts a really nice shine straight onto the paintwork, so it halves the time required to dry the bike, and it puts a protective coating on at the same time. Sorry, you know, for those people that don't like waxing and you know, putting these sort of chemicals on, that doesn't add anything to your cleaning procedure. It's just part of your drying off process. Very impressed with it. Right, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and my other videos, and in doing so helping to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you would leave a like, hit the hype button if the hype button is available to you, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. There are other ways that you can help me out via my Patreon page or PayPal donations. The details of how to do that are in the video description down below, or you can use the super thanks button. These things are not essential, but it allows me to invest in these sort of products and try them out so that I can tell you whether they're any good. You know, it does get expensive, so it does help when you help me out. I am, of course, going to be back next week, so until then, please ride safely, and I'll see you soon.